Today is a great day for the unemployed people. They just announced the new Dubai Chocolate Matcha La Boo Boo Crumble Cookie Today Twin.
Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 330. It is the last day of the week, aka the Big Bang Attack workout. I am feeling very good right now. I'm feeling excellent. Very excited for this workout. But anyways, to the main subject matter for today. Dubai chocolate. Now, the main reason why I wanted to talk about this is because there was a meme about a conspiracy theory. What conspiracy theory do you believe to be honest and true? And I'll put it up right here. It uses an X-Files, I believe, screenshot of an old man smoking a cigarette, of course. But it got me thinking about one. But I don't want to go too into detail about what that has to do with what I'm talking about until we get into the voiceover. But for now, I'll say this. I personally never have tried Dubai chocolate. I have little to no interest in it. It seems like it'll probably be good. Pistachio plus chocolate is a good combo. I don't know why it's going to Dubai as the thing to say, but hey, maybe we'll get into details later. But I find it interesting that it became popular all of a sudden. If I ever get a chance to try it, will I do it? Yeah, but as long as I don't have to wait or go out of my way. But then again, I don't know how I feel about Dubai chocolate. It's weird. I don't know how else to explain it unless you know what I'm talking about. But this episode is going to be an interesting one because this is more speculatory than anything. And we'll talk more about a few things along those terms and a few things like that. Let's just say that when we get to Mother Base.
All right, so started this day off with the one-arm lat pull down. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. Dubai chocolate, and before I continue on, oh my god. The main reason why I wanted to discuss this was because this was something I had noticed or had been coming up every once in a while when discussing conspiracy theories. And one of the conspiracy theories that I saw, which could be very accurate, was the idea that Dubai chocolate was a creation from the United Emirates, United Arab Emirates, and they created what is essentially a food product to take over the idea of what Dubai chocolate is, because before that, Dubai chocolate was a a street term for the types of things that would happen over in Dubai. Now, what types of things are over in Dubai? Apparently, it is a very common thing where women would get flown out to Dubai and basically be used and abused by these rich Arabian people, which is very interesting because it's very probably true. Realistically, how are these 19, 20-year-olds getting all the way over to Dubai and on yachts and all this other stuff? And a lot of them never really talk about it, obviously, because they don't want to be, known as a whore and whatnot. But also, you really want to be known as the person that gets used as a toilet. And that's the other rumor that happens to happen a lot with this, is that they're used via toilet. Like they're literally getting pissed and shit on and stuff because the whole cultural differences and whatnot. And when you have that type of money, why not? And also, when you have that type of money, you can afford to pay people from the internet to astroturf certain technology or certain terms and stuff like that. And if you don't think that's real or accurate, there are so many things that get memory hold in the world, as well as if you have enough money, you can buy enough bots on whatever social media application you want and just boost the numbers to the point where it will self-sustain at a certain point. That's why it became such a popular thing, and then thus they didn't really necessarily need to pay for more. And also, when you're looking at money-wise, the Dubai people have so much money that it's literally they waste it at that point. So it's no object for them. So I personally do think that this is why this came out of nowhere. There's no other reason why Dubai chocolate all of a sudden became so popular as it became. It's just literally chocolate and pistachio. That's literally it. So something must have happened that pushed it into the algorithm, whether it be somebody that was purposefully placed that's already at the top to do something like that, or it was pushed by bots that are pushing onto other people who pushed their way from the bottom up into the echelon of modern consciousness and stuff. And I think that it is a testament to show that there are people and or organizations and or things that will astroturf certain terms, so then that way whenever somebody wants to look something up using that, they cannot find it because most of the other popular videos and things will just come up beforehand. So if you look it up and look up, women being used as toilets in Dubai, you're not going to get nearly as much as you could have, because then you're going to get this conspiracy theory that I'm talking about right now. And then that will lead you to the Dubai chocolate, the food part. So because of this entire ideal, I can never try Dubai chocolate, not because I don't want to, but because the idea of it just reminds me of women getting shit on as a human toilet. And two, it's overpriced, really. It's just a fad, but that's just kind of a different story for a different day. But I think that the idea that this is just what happens now on the internet is very common. I do think terms get astroturfed all the time, especially if they're searched for or things like that. There was recently a country, I'm not going to name what country it was, but that recently paid Google a crap ton of money for seemingly no reason, but I'm not going to say which country. They just have blue and white in their flag. But anyways, the idea that people, places, and things are not using the internet to their own devices is a naive take. And I hope that this might open your eyes to the world that's out there, the terribleness that is out there. Not only that, I'm not just saying like these women being used as toilets is like the worst thing in the world, because it's bad, but they are doing it to their own fruition, of course. They are living the luxurious life. The price, the piper to be paid there is known. It's unfortunate and terrible from where I stand, and I hope that nobody really falls for that, but they understand it, and it's their decision. But the idea of the evil happening all over the place and being quieted down is very prevalent. I don't need to look any further than years ago. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 2021, 2020. I don't know what year it was, but there was the whole Wayfarer scandal, which never got resolved. Nothing ever came of it. Nothing ever happened. And now you have a shitload of Wayfarer commercials, but yet realistically, nobody remembers this entire thing that just was dropped, which was the fact that on Wayfair, for some reason, they had certain household items that were priced ridiculously high, and they also happened to have the names of children and people that were missing, which was very strange, and nobody ever really got any answers from that, because why are these things here? Why is this happening? But hey, it's just another thing to either get astroturfed or memory hold.
And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped, also none. Got everything in, thankfully. But anyways, to the main subject matter for today. Dubai chocolate. Now, the main reason why I wanted to talk about this was to bring up the idea that there are certain things that probably get astroturfed in the internet because of the negative connotations that are placed upon it because of the realities and the sick realities of the world now. Unfortunately, a lot of people are too ignorant, let's be light on them, for them to actually understand that this can happen a lot of the time. There isn't necessarily something else I can point to. Maybe I pointed to something in the voiceover off the top of my head, but these types of things do happen. The internet is a lot more controlled than a lot of people would like to believe, and I think that we are now living in an age where anybody with any type of money in some way, shape, or fashion can truly infiltrate the cultural zeitgeist and influence it in any which way they would like. And I think that that is probably some of the scariest stuff if you truly think about it. In this episode right here, I talk about the memory hole and how powerful of an idea it is, but also as well, the astroturfing that happens on the internet is something that is as equivalent to memory holing. Realistically, if you look up something about the models that end up going into Dubai and get basically used as a toilet over there, you're not going to find much, because unfortunately everything that even has anything to do or semblance of that has been buried away. But by who? That's a very good question. Hopefully I've answered it in the voiceover, but it is an interesting subject matter to me, particularly when looking at stuff like this, because I really do feel like this is how this works. A lot of the time, these are the types of people that have the money to cover these things up. And it's like, oh, you're being ridiculous. This doesn't happen. Women don't get flown over there to be used as toilets. Are you shitting me? You're not shitting on me, but you're shitting me, right? Because realistically, as a cultural joke, it is known that women are flown out to Dubai to be used as substitute prostitutes. It is a known fact. It is something that is undeniable. Those who deny it just deny reality, but it is something that probably is happening as we speak, but for some reason it's just happening less and less. Makes you wonder why, right? But at a certain point, the sloppiness of these types of things, the astroturfing, usually joins another object of the internet's ire, or I should say desire, and combines together in order to create something as ludicrous as Dubai chocolate labubu or something like that. In which case we are getting to the point now where we're combining things that realistically are just an astroturfing experience plus a marketing campaign together to make it so that you'll never be able to find out what the fuck more about the women that get sex trafficked over into Dubai, as well as the Labubu, which is, honestly, I don't know if I'll ever make an episode about it, but I'll say this. It's just some fucking Korean asshole making money, and I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I just don't care. It's not my thing. But it's also just a combination of the two things combining together in order to bury something else that's more intriguing and probably more realistic of the state of the world. But hey, we gotta try that Labubu Dubai chocolate candy for some fucking reason or another. So funny how that works, right? But anyways, with that being said, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. I would particularly love to know if you have any stories or anything, or have heard of anything like what I've talked about and the Dubai women that are being used as toilets. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. This one would be very interesting. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Stay safe out there and stay cool. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.